What's going on, hustlers? Back at you guys with another video. So today we're going to be discussing how to properly compile traceability. Now before we get into that, I want to say thank you guys for 1K subscribers. We're really at like 1.1K right now, which is fire. So the next goal is 5K. The next goal is 5K. It seems like we got a long way to go, but I promise we don't, because we're gaining about 300 subscribers a week, which is like about 1,000 over the course of like 3 weeks. And then the cool thing about the YouTube algorithm is, you know, the more subscribers that we gain, you know, the more the algorithm's gonna push us out. So that number should easily increase to like 400 or 500 a week. So the next goal is really 500 subscribers. So packaging videos coming for you guys soon for 1K. I just have 2 FAA check rides. So by the end of this month, hopefully, if not by the end of this month, definitely before I go to Thailand, your boy's gonna be a commercial pilot. And yeah, I've just gotta get that done. I gotta get that sorted. And then for 5K, I'm going to be doing a packaging video once we get to 5K. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Or I'm sorry, not a packaging video, a video showing how to properly submit a bid in Dibbs. I'll be revealing all my tips and tricks once we get to 5K. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So what is traceability? This is probably one of the most common questions that I get. And honestly, there's only like 1 or 2 other YouTube videos out there on this. So traceability essentially is a paper trail confirming that the material is what you say it is, right? And I know that's kind of ambiguous, but there's 3 things that DLA looks at when they're examining product materials, right? Is the form of the material adhering to, you know, what's asked? Does the fit of the material, you know, adhere to what the end platform is? Does the function of the material adhere to what it's intended to do, right? So form, fit, and function. So does it do what it's supposed to do? Does it look like what it's supposed to look like? And does it fit how it's supposed to fit? So my little brother, he's pulling up right now. I'm actually recording a YouTube video. What's up? I'm recording a YouTube video right now. I said I'm recording a YouTube video right now. Wait, get up. You're just about to like sit on all this stuff, bro?
Yep.
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I didn't realize your glasses. I didn't realize your glasses were there.
Bro, I got like sunglasses in here. I got car chargers in here, bro.
I didn't realize your glasses were there.
I got like hella stuff in here, and you gotta just sit on all that stuff, bro. All right. When you get out, can you just throw this away? This is all trash. All right, where was I? Form, fit, and function. So, oftentimes after you submit a bid, before they award the contract to you, DLA will send you an email, and they will be asking for traceability to support, you know, the material that you're offering. Now, what qualifies as traceability? It can be a multitude of things. So the main criteria is it's got to be anything on letterhead, either directly from the approved source, which if your vendor is the approved source, then that's fine. Or if the vendor is a distributor, it's got to be something on letterhead from the distributor. And what is this lady gonna do, bro? She better not hit my car. She's actually the worst driver that I've ever seen.
She's trying to park.
Yeah. Bro, and she's got all this space and she just stopped right there. Oh my God, bro. People can't drive. Welcome to Florida. So, what qualifies as traceability? So you need something on letterhead from your vendor. So let's say hypothetically you're getting something from Caterpillar, right? Like Caterpillar parts. You would need like a packing slip from Caterpillar, or you would need like a CFC. That's a very common thing that you're gonna hear. That's kind of, it's not aviation specific, but it's like military end use platform specific. And what I mean by that is if something's going to end up on like a submarine or a land vehicle or an aircraft, it typically will have a CFC certificate of conformance, and that comes from the manufacturer stating that the product that they just manufactured conforms to the revisions set forth, or the guidelines set forth for that material. So a packing slip qualifies, a certificate of conformance qualifies, an LOA, which is a letter of authorization, that qualifies as well. An order confirmation or a receipt. So oftentimes people will get started selling stuff to McMaster Car, and when you get your order confirmation from McMaster Car, that qualifies as well. If you're selling commercial off-the-shelf items, right? And that's stuff that you can find, on the internet. Let's just say it happens to be Pelican cases, for instance, right? And then you're on Pelican's website, and then they're asking for 10 Pelican cases for, I don't know, some Sony TI4 whatever camera, right? So when you're on the Pelican case website, and then you add that to your cart, those 4 camera cases, you can print PDF that screen, and then as long as it says Pelican on there, typically in those instances you'll also have to make an account with the entity, and then your name should be visible. So like if your name is Mark, right, it should say like, oh, welcome Mark, or Mark's cart, or Mark's account, and then like the company's name and logo, right? So those are all the different things that qualify as traceability. Now there's a couple, it's very nuanced, because if you're getting something from a vendor, right, and the vendor is the distributor for the approved source, sometimes you might need to ask the approved source for a packing slip of their material, or CFC of their material, whatever the case may be. And then you need like an LOA, a letter of authorization. So sometimes these things are formalized, and then sometimes DLA will accept it if you can provide, like I've submitted like a Reuters news clipping stating that Lockheed Martin owned a portion of Sikorsky, like the cage code that I was selling for Sikorsky. Lockheed Martin owned a portion of it, and that was acceptable. So if you're getting something from a distributor, or somebody's manufacturing something on behalf of somebody else, and you're not getting it directly from the horse's mouth, you essentially need a paper trail saying, hey, I'm getting it from this distributor, and this distributor is now getting it from this manufacturer who you guys have listed as the approved source. So that's kind of some of the nuance that allows people to sell alternate source materials, like provide alternate parts. Now, how do you properly compile traceability? So there's different schools of thought. Some people like to do it entirely on the back end. I don't like to do that, because shit can hit the fan, paperwork goes missing, employees that you deal with that gave you the quote, they get fired, they move on to a new position. It gets really, really nasty when you win a contract and then you don't have the traceability on the back end. That's a very precarious situation to be in. So what I like to do is I like to create a folder for every single contract that I bid on, right? Not every single one that I request a quote on, only ones that I bid on. So typically how it goes is I'll request a quote, which actually, you know what, I think I'm gonna make a video on that, the step-by-step bidding process. Typically how it goes is I'll request a quote after I've examined the solicitation, made sure that it's a viable opportunity. And then after I've requested a quote, depending on if I think the quote is, feasible for me to submit, like if the pricing's good, if they have all the paperwork and stuff, then I'll go in, I'll submit my bid, and then you get this screen, which is your bid summary screen on Dibbs, and it summarizes all the information that you input, but you haven't officially submitted it. So I'll PDF that screen, and then I'll submit my bid. Once I submit my bid, you get a screen that says your quote was successfully submitted. Then I'll print PDF that screen, and then that becomes your bid summary confirmation. Now I'll take those two things, and then I'll create a folder, whether it's in Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive or whatever the case may be. And then, there's a couple of other places that you could use to store, but I'll create a folder, upload those PDFs in there, and then I'll include the solicitation, and then I'll also include whatever traceability comes with the quote. Now, sometimes you get a quote, and then even after somebody gives you pricing and availability, you have to ask them, be like, hey, what kind of traceability does this come with? Now, if you're dealing with commercial off-the-shelf stuff, or an entirely commercial kind of company, then they might not be familiar with what kind of traceability you're asking for. So that's when you'll tell them that's when you'll tell them, hey, I need, this LOA, or I need this CFC or this distributor thing to qualify for the traceability. My mom and I, we ran a half marathon yesterday, and I see her across the street and she's like hobbling over because we're both sore. Where's my medal? Is my medal down there? It should be down there. Yeah, so we ran the Key Biscayne half marathon yesterday, so we're both kind of sore. But to start my traceability, I will put in the solicitation, I'll put in the bid summary confirmation, and then the quote I got along with the traceability from the manufacturer. So then once it comes time to fulfill the contract, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna compile like your purchase order that you send to them. You're gonna compile the order confirmation or the receipt that you get. That's also your traceability. And then once you win the contract, I'm filming a YouTube video right now.
Oh, okay. I have to talk to them and I'll bring you along.
Oh, it's not? You didn't bring it with you? You could have just given it to me. Okay.
No, I didn't know where you were, so I was like, I'm just gonna get Roman. I didn't know you had it.
Okay. All right. So then you'll compile your purchase order, your sales order, your invoice, your packing slips, your own packing slip, the packing slip you get from BSM, your military label, and then your mill pack label, your FedEx and UPS shipping label. Which I'm telling you guys this stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, you gotta pay to play in this game. If you want to know, if you want the duet, if you want the real sauce, if you want the method, then yeah, check out Ignore to Award on our website or book a consultation call. I'm giving you guys a bunch of free stuff, but I can't give you guys everything. So yeah, you got to compile all that stuff, and that should all be in like a physical folder, as well as whether you're using a CRM, whether that be like Zoho or Salesforce, or you're using OneDrive or Google Drive, whatever the case may be. All that stuff has to be compiled in there, and then it has to be in a folder. And pretty much if you have all of those things in there, that is essentially going to ensure that you have all the required traceability to send to DLA, not only once you ship it, but also if they want to conduct an audit, or sometimes they'll just send an email and be like, hey, can we see the traceability for this contract? It might not even be an audit. DCMA might not even come. DLA might just ask for it. So you'll have all that stuff there, and then you've got that in a nice folder, and then you can ship that to them. So that is how you compile your traceability.